Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Market Insights with Selinix, and welcome to this new video right here, in which I wanted to cover Microsoft, which is not a stock I've ever covered on this channel. But I was doing some research, and I was listening to some things about the stock market this morning. And I heard, and this was also something I already saw, but that I think Microsoft, together with three other stocks, of which Netflix and NVDA account for like 20% or higher of the entire S&P 500's growth. So incredibly great stock, which you can see right here as well. I mean, at this point of time, we're trading about 5% higher already. No, this is even higher. We're trading about 6.6% higher than the highs we made on July 2024. So in general, it's doing great, and that's for multiple reasons. And I know a lot of major analysis firms and kind of the institutional price predictors have a price of about $600 in mind for Microsoft. And I can see that happening as well. But outside of that, their business has just been incredible. And I think last week we also had a new provision, I think, in the Big Beautiful Bill about AI, and that's going to leave it up to states. Which is seen as bullish for Microsoft. So in general, it's doing great fundamentally, and that's reflected in the prices as well. I mean, it had one of the best recoveries, as you can see right here, from April into May, and then even though the all-time high was sitting right here at $468, the real level that it needed to break above was right here at around $450. So since we did that, the price was already ridiculously strong, and since then we've been in a very aggressive uptrend. At this point of time, look, there's fundamentally, and I've said this for the last week, I think fundamentally it's always good to be cautious, and I always think it's good to know what the possibilities are, right? So for example, right here at the beginning of July, we still have potential bearish headlines, right? With the trade deals and all the tariffs, etc. But ultimately, do I think that that's going to stop the downtrend here? No. I mean, we'll talk a little bit later about areas where I would buy Microsoft stock, so stay tuned for that at the end of the video. But ultimately, like it would need to break down all the way below $450 to get into a downtrend, and that's not what I expect. I mean, worst case, we consolidate here and we rally up later. But I do agree with most major analysts that we are going higher. Now, I do think that we are nearing a major resistance level right here between 510 and 500. And that in combination with the current fundamental situation, I'm not certain if we can rally up higher. But for now, I also don't really see any reason why we would stop this uptrend. Which on the lower time frames, you can see today we got a very, very positive opening again of the markets. You can even see on the 1 hour time frame, it's been respecting the trend band since the end of April. So then the question for me is most likely going to be, all right, well, do I expect that to stop, right? Do I expect that 1 hour uptrend to stop functioning as an uptrend sometime soon? And I would say the answer to that is yes. We have a major resistance level right here at $500, which is a psychological resistance level. We have a major technical level, a very important 1.618 fib at $512. So I think in general, this area is going to provide resistance. And I would also not buy Microsoft stock right now at that resistance. You know, if we break above that later, then maybe as a bit of a breakout trade. But at this point in time, I would not do it directly. Now, personally, most of my investments are still in ETFs. I think it's fine to continue with that, right? Like I said, I mean, Microsoft has outperformed a lot of the stocks within the S&P 500, but I still think that, you know, getting exposure through an ETF to such an amazing company is the right thing to do. I just think that on the lower time frames, I think we're near a resistance level, and I think we can expect some bearish pressure. Now, then to get to levels where I would potentially buy Microsoft, I have two levels in mind. All right, the first one is right here at 470, which was the previous high right here, and it's untested, or at least on the higher time frames it's untested, but it's also combined with the 236 fib and the 12-hour uptrend. Once we get there, probably, then worst case scenario, I will layer buys here from 450 into 425, probably 430 by the time that the price actually gets there. Amazing support levels there on the higher time frames, major support levels. And unless we get into World War III, I would say that those are great areas to buy where we can bounce, but also on the higher time frames where we can expect some major growth from. So that's what I think you need to know regarding Microsoft for now. Hopefully it helps both on the short term and the long term. If you do have any questions, anything, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.